I may have figured this little bike problem out. I noticed that when I increase the idle speed, it bogs down and dies. That either means it's too rich or it's too lean, or the carburetor is screwed up. So what I've done, I've taken the carburetor out, which is right here. As you can see, there's the cable for it. Taken the carburetor out and cleaned it, put in a brand new, what do they call it, a fuel filter, which I don't really need. And I'm trying to use these symptoms to figure out what's going on. I put in a new an old new starter, and I want to thank everyone out there that gave me advice with the multimeter. It worked perfect. Unfortunately, or fortunately, both starters are within limits. So the bike works perfect, and when it heats up and the starter closes the choke channel, then I have the problems. So I'm thinking, why is this happening? The next thing I did was I said, well, maybe it's a fuel issue. I took this tank off once 7 years ago and cleaned it out. I took out all the old two-stroke oil. And see, I've like repainted all this to make it look retro and nice and all this stuff. Everything on this bike is 33 years old. They even show you the wiring. Where's that wiring thing right there? And it's even got, you know, all the little stock labels here and the Honda labels. So one thing, the manual said that if the bike was sputtering and not working correctly, perhaps it could be this cap right here, that it wasn't getting air through it. See, the cap looks brand new. Now I can still buy that cap, I think, and I can buy that ring right there. That's one of the two things I can buy for this bike. So I've taken the tank off, and I pulled this is called a fuel cup, and in the old school days, what they used to have is a regular tank and a reserve tank, which basically means there is a stem from this main line right here that goes up about this high into the gas tank. When you turn this on, which is right there, that's your regular on, you're going to get fuel from about right here up, and then it stops. That lets you know that your fuel is running out, and you switch over to off again, and then you go straight down, which is to the reserve. The reserve line is right here. I don't know if you can see it very well, probably not. But this reserve line is just connected to a nipple on the bottom of the tank. So whatever is in the tank will go all the way down to this reserve nipple right here. Sounds like a damn porno. Reserve nipple. This time, it's for real. No. Anyway, I'll turn this back off again. But I've taken off this fuel cup. It's got a really cool strainer in there. The strainer's fine. There's not one speck of dust in it. There's not one speck of dust in the tank. In the carburetor, there's not one speck of anything. This is your jet needle, your carb slide, which I found to have a little bit of wear on it. Nothing. There's no telltale signs. And then this is your spring, and this is the cover for the bi-starter. I guess it has a cover on it because the bi-starter gets hot when it's on. So I got to thinking about this problem and remember that I'm going to be working on the DL right here, which is right here. This is that big engine that's coming up. But I use these two bikes, this one and my Yamaha, as a kind of a therapy. I like to go out and drive them. They have to be in good order. They have to be running. So I've kind of racked my brains to figure out what's going on. I think I figured it out. I'm hoping.